Son Heung-min phenomenon is alive and well. Like the video, subscribe to LAFC's social handles. This is Inside LAFC podcast. But he did also score his first goal. I didn't want to bury the lead here, but the Son Heung-min free kick. Steve Cherundolo was asked afterwards, is Sonny now the official set piece taker? He said it depends on where the set piece is.
Yeah.
As he was lining up that free kick and you saw Sonny address it, Dunny, I said to myself, this is going in. It felt like perfection.
Well, and I think what Steve's is referring to is the location on the field and if it's better for a left-footed player to take the free kick, just for clarity's sake. Yeah, listen, I think as we kind of roll back the clock specific, and this is not for the South Korean national team, specific to Tottenham Hotspur, you didn't often see him be 100% the main man on set-piece opportunities. And so you and I were watching the game, and we were sat there and we're like, okay, Sonny's going to take this. And we were both intrigued to see what this is going to look like. Max, the moment that the ball came off his foot, you knew it was hitting the back of the net. You knew it was picking out the spider webs. And there's nothing that any goalkeeper at any level, both domestic or international, could do to pick that ball out. That free kick was superb. So you could see the emotion. You could see the look. You could see the players that were going to him immediately. That look on his face, and he's jumping up and down. And listen, he's a winner. The competitive fire, we put to bed, at least I put to bed, any conversation of whatever the BS narrative surrounding his arrival at LAFC. That was to bed for me in the first 20 minutes on his debut in Chicago. The fact that he played 90 minutes, he could have had 3 or 4 goals in that game against the Revs. Even this free kick and subsequently the 2 goals that he could have had against FC Dallas. He is a monster mentality, absolute leader, world-class player. And people can talk about his age. I don't think that age matters. All I see is heart, grit, desire, leadership. Even at the point where they went over and had the water break, and in Kosei Tafari, I don't know if he caught this. He's drinking water and he's like moving him around and pointing, like constant coaching. So the guys checked every box on the field, off the field, leadership, personality, technical ability. You put him in anywhere on the field, he's immediately making this team better. You can tell his teammates love him. You can tell the connectivity that he's had from a human being aspect, a competitive nature, a leadership performance later. And I said to you last week, one of these areas that I don't think people are talking enough about is the cause and effect that he's going to have in this locker room. And not just with the established players, with Tim Tillman or Denny Bwanga or Ryan Hollingshead. I think about the younger players and thinking about every single day these kids get to watch a world-class athlete in the prime of his career. And I hope that they are a sponge, because in real time, what they're getting to learn is something that all of us as former players would have loved to experience. What time does he show up? What's he putting in his body for fuel? How is his pre-workouts? What's he doing in the gym? When he's on the field, how is he going through his warm-up? Post-training, what's he putting in his body? How is he then coming back down? And then every single day, how do we try to mimic what he's doing as a leader? It's invaluable. You can't put a price tag to what he's bringing to this locker room. I know everybody's talking about everything else, but I'm thinking as a former player, what would it be like sharing that facility with him day in, day out? Because you're never going to get a better footballing education than what you're getting right now.
Should also mention Son Heung-min made the matchday team as well. How big of a deal is that? To me, I worry when I see Son taking a bigger role, but when I rewatch the games, I don't feel so worried because I still see the mechanics working through and people still finding the right places. And getting back to an earlier point about how teams play LAFC, eventually, to answer Soccer USA's comment about taking risks, I think opponents will start taking risks and guys will get open. We haven't had that clear-cut, wide-open look from Bwanga or Daz or Martinez because Son Heung-min is drawing too much attention. But I believe that's going to happen. I think the best is still ahead for whoever is playing at the top. Jason L., he wanted me to answer his question. It seems like everyone is just trying to get Son the ball and ignoring other better positioned players. Looking like a one-man show right now. I wouldn't agree with that. I think there are some moments where you know who's in there, and that applies to any team when you have a player of that stature. But I think it's very collaborative. and you see some other movements. I think there's some truth to that, Jason, but this is also integrating a new player that's going to be a 90-minute player all the time. That's always going to happen. I want to address this, Dunny, and you, of course, will have a great take on this. Koo-Jun, no player in this team can support Son on the pitch. He has to come to the midfield always. I see people I didn't see really deep runs from the midfield. I thought natural runs towards the top of the midfield. This is a guy who drags defenders. This is a guy who's good with his back to the goal. And if he can open up that space, he's so fast he can get behind it. This is not out of the ordinary. You would know a lot more than I would as he tries to move people around. But I see there is this chemistry. Obviously, Son is our best player with his reputation and what we've seen early days. But this is a very good level of team, and it's a team where he's going to work with that front three. He's going to work with the midfield. He's going to work with the fullbacks. All this is going into the bank. What do you make about this move to the midfield, or having to? Is it an unnatural move?
No, it's not unnatural at all. There's, and again, completely different players, but nothing dissimilar to when Matty Bogusz was freestyling as the false nine or the 9. And how many times did we see he and Kike or he and Denny Bwanga switching sides, and it was this constant evolution of movement. Here's the thing. It is very well established that Sonny is elite amongst the elite. It is also very well established that Denny Bwanga is one of the most ruthless killers of any team in a transition moment. So I think what's important to understand is that Sonny is a 9. As much as he is being utilized as a 9, his interpretation is going to be completely different than it was with Harry Kane playing the number 9. Would be completely different than Olivier Giroud playing the number 9. Completely different than Nathan Ordaz playing the number 9.
This is Inside LAFC Podcast. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. A lot of folks talking about how our audience has grown. We're not pretending it hasn't since the Son Heung-min, and there's a lot of Korean listeners and audience. We take that very seriously, and we are doing our very best to serve you. And playing in there, which is the fans have been so eager to get a game in, it's going to be, I think, a spectacular place to be, and we're going to be there.
Yeah, I'm so excited that you and I are going to be on the call. Listen, Sonny makes his debut at BMO Stadium. Can't even think about the celebrity draw that is going to be inside, down on the field. Everybody, it's going to be the hottest ticket in Major League Soccer this season, in my humble opinion.